Welcome and Om Shanti, and welcome to Soul. And my name is Rose, and I'm from the Brahma Kumaris, and I'm from Inner Space Meditation Centre in Glasgow. And today we're going to talk about creating a special life story from old to new. And it is actually very easy, but it's something we don't really think, I'm using the word think, we don't think about very much. So, we all have a story. We all have our story, and we hold on to our story, and our story we feel is our identity, and it's very precious to us. But our story is an old story, and it's full of sadness. And when we practice meditation, we're encouraged to start in the present of every day to add something new. How can I do this? And that's why it doesn't take money. It doesn't take any fancy stuff. It doesn't take us to be so clever or rich or anything. It just takes us to give a little bit of time to get to know ourselves. Who am I? What kind of thoughts do I create? Because the seed always has been, that's what's created the old, as well as what could create the new, is my thinking. If I take time and look, I will see that a lot of the sadness, circumstances have come along as well. People and circumstances have also come along to challenge us. But instantly I would go down into so many sad thoughts, and those sad thoughts would or could have haunted me for years. So I trail those sadnesses along with me all the time. I remember how sad, how unfair, how complicated, how dreadful something was, and somehow we feel it's our story and we hold on to it. But the thing is, all of us, we're human, we only have a certain capacity for thinking energy. And if my thinking energy is filled up, it's just like a cupboard. If my cupboard's absolutely full of all sorts of things, and I go and buy a whole load of new things, there's no space for the new. So if I'm constantly trailing along the sadness, I won't have a lot of space for the new. Someone was saying to me, people might not know what it means to meditate. I'm sure a lot of you listening do know, but some people might not. I have to take time and make a space for myself, if possible, an actual space where I can sit in silence. After that, if I can remember as I go along through my day, to remember what I was focused on and practicing, then that's still me practicing my meditation or practicing that which I was interested in. And so I can then start the practice of changing some of the old stuff into new. It's a bit like, Aladdin's lamp. You get the old for the you get old for new lamps for old kind of thing. And it sounds like a fairy tale, but it isn't. It's very real. So why would I want to change things from old to new? Because when I put newness into my thoughts, the new thoughts have new energy. Even if I'm in a very heavy situation, I was looking at this in myself, that even if I'm in a heavy situation and it seems very logical, very real, very absolutely essential that I think about this particularly heavy thing. But I found that if I stop for a minute and add some light thoughts, freshness, newness, lightness, happiness, kindness, forgiveness, joyfulness, anything that's light and fresh, it puts a completely different energy in. And it gives me power and strength to go through that which could be difficult. Because it's all to do with energy. And if I use my time talking about a lot of trivial things, it's just eroding my energy for nothing. Yeah, if I think something's important, maybe life and death experiences, and oh, I have to do this or else that's it, I'll have trouble, I must do this, then fine, but keep remembering who you are as you go through it. But if I'm just talking for the sake of talking, just filling in the gaps, So tests will come to us, but if I have made up my mind to be dedicated to bringing peace into myself and to have determination to find out how to freshen up from inside out, then I'm creating for myself a new, special life story. And so what will happen with my new special life story in today's world now is I will start to feel myself more energized, more light-hearted, more accepting things, different, more able to forgive, more able to be soothing to other people, be kindly to other people, be there for other people, not focus too much on what doesn't work. I'll be more able to do that. And so it's thought by thought and moment by moment. But a good way to start is first thing in the morning, if possible, and talk to myself. And if I could, depending who I'm talking to just now, if I could focus on the divine, if I could think there's another soul who's full of all those powers, and because that soul is full of all those powers, that soul has the power to transform the entire world, including matter. So the power is in those pure light, fresh, beautiful thoughts. So I quietly work away inside to build a true faith in myself that can make me feel very strong inside. And it makes my heart also, I mean, you could be the heart of our nature or the physical heart, healthy and strong. And so emotionally, nothing can then break my heart, because I can have developed a strength. I can take it a bit better. And I'll be able to continue to be gentle and kind, and my emotions won't erupt into intense states of sadness or anger. So if I do this, thought by thought, kindness, friendliness, forgiveness, generosity, appreciation. Appreciation's an incredible gratitude, incredible energies. If I start to think like this, I won't need anyone to read my fortune. Everyone wants their fortune read. As a fortune teller, I used to be a fortune teller. I was just sharing earlier today, I could usually tell people's fortune before I even spoke to them. How could I read their fortune? Because their attitude was there. Their neediness was there, their sadness was there, their lack of self-respect was there. They were looking for a light at the end of the tunnel. Every single person who came wanted to find out if they would find love. That included men, old men, young men, big men, small men, women of all ages. Love. Would someone ever love them? Could they find love? I think I wasn't really a fortune teller at that time. I think I actually wanted to be almost more like a social worker. I used to try to figure out how to say something really nice to them. Sometimes I really did seem to have the gift to tell people's fortunes, but sometimes I couldn't tell them because they seemed to be disastrously dark. And I wouldn't tell them. I would think how to say something better than what I felt I could say. So, at this moment in time, we can all read our own fortune. And our fortune is, if I look inside my own heart and I see how dark and how I see sort of either a lot of ego, which makes me think I'm totally great when I know in fact I'm not. I still have to make myself great, and greatness comes from lightness of spirit. As much as I can be kindly, and I know that anyone who's coming to listen to a talk like this, or who goes to a place of meditation, has definitely got really good characteristics. So you're there already. But we have to keep checking this. I've been doing this for a long time, and I keep checking myself every day, because our old habits are very strong, and they're very subtle sometimes. We don't notice they're there. And it's very quick, especially if someone says something. See, we all want to get it right, and we all want to be doing the right thing, and if we feel someone thinks I'm not doing the right thing, or I haven't got it right, even that pulls us down. It's like ego again. I don't want to be wrong. So I have to check these things and check the goodness in my heart and just be reassured by that and develop that goodness moment by moment. Peace, new thinking, strong inside, unshakable. And I have dignity. But it's all incognito, it's all coming from inside. And so I can experience obstacles as a way to keep moving myself forward. That is, to keep uplifting myself. I have to keep uplifting myself. If I think that others are going to come along and lift me up, how can they lift me up? They're all struggling to lift themselves. They don't even know they're struggling to lift themselves. They may try to lift me with their ego or their cleverness or their money or the position or something, but that's not going to do it at some point. So I can begin to experience obstacles as a way to move forward. Is it possible? Is it possible that I could actually experience and welcome obstacles? You think, no, I don't want obstacles, I don't want obstacles. Like, how can I welcome obstacles? But if I can experience being able to handle a new situation with more dignity than I did previously, and I feel more and more confidence in my own ability, then I'm really strengthen this ability to maintain my inner peace. And this inner peace is the key. So, to be kind to my emotions, my own emotions, and look at them and understand, and they won't erupt to bring me into any form of despair or shock. And I become unshakable. So meditation, what is meditation? I'm sure many of you listening already know the answer to that, but for the sake of others, it's just getting to know myself. That's the first step, because if I don't know myself, then I'll always have a barrier up and no one else will ever know me, and I'll wonder why I can't feel that connection. And then I won't ever be able to know anyone else either. I'll feel lonely. If I feel lonely, it's because I don't know myself and I'm not able to know others. So the first step is to sit quietly and look inside at my heart, and I will definitely find a source of goodness in there. And some aspects of that goodness will be my specialities, what we call our strong points. Some people will be loving, some people will be very creative, some people will be very supportive, some people will be very, very dignified, other people will be very generous-hearted. All the different energies will be in there, and we'll have nearly all of these, most and more, actually. But start with what I feel that is very accessible to me and something I can do and feel happy. But the foundation for all of that is peace. I need to teach myself to be unshaken and still and calm, without tension. Make my body free from tension. This is the bit that's the beginning bit. Keep myself relaxed. Encourage myself to relax. Not too difficult, this bit. And from that state of relaxation, I can begin to see my qualities. And then I might be tempted to share those qualities and look for that higher source. And if I look for that higher source would very quickly support these qualities in me and make them stronger than ever. And after a fairly short time in meditation, I can feel a surge of freshness within myself. And that's a very, very good way to start my day. And if I could touch on that throughout the day, then I could then turn around and say, yes, meditation is really, really changing my life. Okay, thank you. So now we're going to have some questions, I think.
There was a question about determination. You spoke about the importance of having determination and a dedication to peace. And I've heard people talking about the importance of determination and not giving up and persevering. And often people saying it's the most important quality or virtue in kind of any journey of success, even a physical journey of success. So could you say something more about what are the ingredients to maintain that or develop that more?
Okay. Well, we must have had a lot of determination to go through our life's journey. To begin with, it's already in there, because you must have been through so many circumstances and events in your life, and you came through it. Maybe you didn't come through so gracefully at some points, but you still came through, and here you are. The thing is, not to force yourself into a feeling that you're forcing yourself beyond belief so that you're unhappy with what you're doing to yourself. At the same time, you can't sort of be too soft on yourself so you feel that, oh, it doesn't matter if I do it or not. It is actually a balance of, I really feel there's going to be a benefit in this for me, so I think there's a word called faith. If I can have faith that, gosh, if other people can do this, I can do this. I've been through a lot, and I've been through a long journey, and I can definitely learn how to care for myself from the inside out. So determined to do that, or at least to check it through, and then see where I go from there, but not to sort of force yourself in any way, but still to be firm. You have to be firm with yourself, because the self is ready to slip into not being so determined at just at the drop of a hat, I would say. Okay.
Okay, here's one from Facebook. How can I concentrate on meditation? Especially at night when the day's thoughts are just there to the front, all thoughts about work, and just the usual negative thoughts, and also difficulty with sleeping and sadness. So maintaining some concentration when I sit down purposefully, how do I maintain that attitude that this is, I'm here for a purpose, and not let my thoughts just drift all over?
Yeah. A whole load of things there. You do have to have a determination to separate all of these things out, because everyone has their life, and everyone has all the not able to sleep sometimes, and at the moment we can all sleep as long as we like, so we're all locked down, so that's if you can't sleep at night, sleep during the day. Do your best. But yeah, I would say the scattering of thoughts is because our thoughts are, our head is full of all these old thoughts, our old story, absolutely full, and you must have enjoyed it a great deal, because it's stuffed into your head to the extent that you can't get it back out again. And I would say that then say to yourself, this is the determination. I have to stop thinking these thoughts because it's past. Why am I keep thinking of that? It's past. What can I do about it? So-and-so did this, and so-and-so did that, and that happened, and they died, and that happened, so that happened, and what can I do about it? So I'm actually wasting my energy because I can't do anything about it. So let me really realise that I'm a being of energy, and I can now do something with my energy. And that is, I can start to reconstruct. This is the newness. This is creating a special new life story with things that I can allow to happen now, not things that I can't do anything about that happened in the past. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I'll just ask you a final one. I can be guilty of sharing trivial news and having waste thoughts. If others come to me and are overly sharing trivial news or stories of the past, but without a good reason, like it's one thing to listen, but if it's just invading my space, do you have any good top tips to help me politely move away from that?
Well, we all like to hear news, and it's good to be supportive, to listen to people's news. And for a lot of people, that which seems trivial to us is maybe not trivial to them. And maybe they've no one else to listen to them. And maybe they feel that they want to let you know everything that's in their heart. So you've got to think all these things. And so to be appreciative that they have actually done you the honour of opening their heart to you, whether it's trivial or not. Depends how trivial it is. If it's really, really a waste of space, that's different. However, after a while, it's not too good for them to be going on and on and on about their old story. So after a while, you have to find a method. I know in centres, when we would have centres, one of our methods would be at a certain point, we would go and get a blessing card or a sweet and say, that was lovely, Om Shanti, yeah? But you can't always do that, it depends who you're talking to. So a long time ago, and someone very wise once shared that, well, shared many times, to cast your eyes down at a certain point. Stop taking it on board, keep smiling, cast your eyes down, so you're breaking the contact in a very gentle, respectful and loving way. You're touched, you really acknowledge the fact and the privilege that they share their news, but after a while enough is enough for them as well as for you. So you cast your eyes down and then you start with your body language to break the connection, to move away, to smile, and then Om Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. Thank you. So I think, have we got a minute to share a minute's meditation or not?
Yes.
So just to sit very still, focus on the centre of the forehead, that we are souls. In the centre of the forehead, that point of beautiful living life energy. I am a soul, point of light, a being of light. I create my thoughts. I feel the energy of every thought I create. When I remember this, I become more and more aware of the thoughts that I create. I am a soul, a being of peace. Peace is my original, powerful, supportive energy. I, the soul, am a being of peace and light and love and happiness. Om Shanti.